Welcome back. A Hyde Park native is connecting with her ancestry through farming. Amira Mitchell is regenerating culturally important crops and seed-keeping traditions, growing a new business. It's called Sister Seeds. Amira, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you.
Thanks for being here. So you started Sister Seeds 2 years ago with a focus on heirloom vegetable seeds from the African diaspora. Tell us what are heritage seeds and how do the fruits and vegetables that they produce differ from what we find at our local grocery store?
Sure. So heritage seeds are seeds that have been grown and stewarded by families and communities for multiple generations. So they're really important. But over time, a lot of those seeds have been lost. They're not really the mainstream seeds that are provided to farmers that get for food that gets sold in our supermarkets. So a lot of these varieties, we have to actively steward them in order to protect them from going extinct.
Now, your interest in farming started at a very young age with some local organizations in the Boston area. Tell us about some of those early experiences and how they influenced you.
Yeah, so I got started farming with the Food Project back in 2007 when I was a teenager. It was my first ever summer job, and I worked with them for 4 years.
Now, you have a degree in horticulture, but I understand farming wasn't always a career path that was supported by your family. Tell us about that.
I don't think a lot of Black families, at least in Boston, really understand why their child wants to be a farmer. And my parents certainly didn't. It wasn't a career move that was seen as something that was suitable for me. So I think my mom was a little resistant at first, but they're all on board now.
They're all on board now. And you went to Spelman College, I understand, first, right?
I did, yes.
Mm-hmm. How did you find your way back to farming?
Yeah, well, I never stopped farming. Even when I was at Spelman, I spent a lot of my free time volunteering on farms in the Atlanta area. And I, at some point, had made the decision that farming was it for me, that even if I tried to pursue other degrees, it all came back to the land. So I left and I decided to start working in agriculture again full time.
So for you, connecting to the land is a way of connecting to your history. Tell us about some of your familial history and how it connects to the things that you grow, like the Cushaw squash. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
The Cushaw, so the green striped Cushaw squash is one of the first crops that I ever grew for seed. And I learned about it just reading a blog by Michael Twitty. Where he described the Cushaw squash as one that was grown historically by Black people in North Carolina, which is where half of my family is from. And so I grew this squash, not knowing much about it. It's not a squash that's widely available. It's not one that you'll see in most supermarkets. So I grew it to see what that taste was all about. And then later that year, after my grandmother passed, family members told me that this was actually a squash that was grown by my great-grandfather and that he used to grow it in his garden, and my great-grandmother would prepare it. And it's a squash that no one in the family had tasted for years. And so when I brought it back into the family, there's a lot of joy at being able to celebrate this squash. And I think a lot of us have stories like that, stories where we can really connect to something that's been in our family for generations.
That's a wonderful story. What kinds of reactions do you get from other people of color who have a chance to access your seeds? What do they tell you?
Yeah, well, I think, a lot of us who are, in farming or gardening understand that there is often a lot of trauma connected to the land due to the history of slavery and sharecropping. But there's also a lot of joy to be found in the land, and being able to connect with these crops and understand these stories that celebrate Black resilience and Black joy and healing, I think gives a lot of people hope, and I hope joy, and I hope that encourages others to save these seeds as well.
Where can we get these fabulous sister seeds?
I have a website, sistaseeds.com. That's sister with an H. And that's where I sell most of my seeds.
All right, Amira Mitchell, thank you for joining us today. Be well.
Thank you.
Now we're going to go from food to flowers. Spring blooms are popping up all over the Boston area. Today we're exploring the contributions of African Americans and other persons of color in the floral industry. Gardener, author, podcaster, and blogger Terry Spate joins us now. Hi, Terry. How are you?
I'm absolutely wonderful. And you?
I'm doing well. You wrote Black Flora, a book, as a way to highlight Black and Indigenous floral designers, artists, and flower farmers. Why was it important to you to tell these stories?
Because our voices have traditionally not been heard. Many times you see these beautiful creations by other florists, but we rarely get an opportunity to really show our stuff. And it's important that it be known that this is a career choice and option for our younger sisters and brothers.
Now, your book highlights florists who came to this work as a second career. Tell us some of those stories.
Oh, gee, in brief, Gina, my best friend ever, was working in a government agency in accounting, and she was creating florals on the side. She turned it into a full-time job. Another young woman was working in a legal law firm, and she decided, I don't want to be a legal secretary anymore. I want to take my part-time gig full-time. And now she is well known. She's a teacher as well as a florist, and that's Joy Proctor.
Now, what inspires you in the spring? What's your favorite part about this season?
Anything that's blooming. I grew up, both sides of my family come from North and South Carolina. And both sides, there were hydrangeas. And my dad was like, you're going to be a government secretary. And I was like, I'm going to do something with the earth. While I am in corporate America now, I do have a floral business on the side. And I also grow flowers for cutting, because who would not want to bring joy inside their home?
Now, we're going to ask you to share some tips for the amateur flower arranger. And we're going to put some of them up on the screen. Give us some tips, Terry.
Okay, number one, grow anything that you can. And it doesn't have to be in bloom when you're putting it into an arrangement. Add branches that the buds have not opened all the way, but they're swollen, because they will open when you put them in a vase and allow the warmth of the interior home happen. Always buy zinnias. You can't go wrong with zinnias. Plant them from seed, buy the little seedlings. If you have zinnias, you have an arrangement. And if the arrangement pleases you, it's beautiful.
That's good advice. Pick what you want, display what you want. What about arrangements?
In arrangements, remember, you want to, just like in a potted garden, you want to have a thriller, a filler, and a spiller. Allow your foliage to drape over the sides of your vase. It does not have to be perfect, because the world is not perfect. And make sure you have some height, because you want to draw the eye from up to down and around.
So arrangements can be more than just blooms. You can bring in branches, and a lot of the swollen buds are just coming out, right?
Yes. You've got, well, where I am, the cherries have already finished. But if you bring in forsythia in late winter, bring it in before the buds fully open. Daphne, before the buds fully open. Spirea, allow it to open inside your home. You'd be surprised at the joy, the anticipation as you await those buds to just open on their own.
All right, Terry Spate, thank you for joining us. Your book, Black Flora, is absolutely beautiful. Take care and enjoy the spring.
I will.
Okay, next we have tips from the urban gardener. That's next. But first, maybe you need a little more inspiration. Plan a visit to the MFA for Art in Bloom. See some of the beautiful interpretive floral arrangements highlighting 45 works of art. Art in Bloom opens April 28th and continues through the 30th.